Okay, so for our children, we're on a mission to ensure that they have equal access to quality education.
To the ceiling. Let's go up.
Smart or anything. The insurance
Stories in app. I don't know that God will have.
Yeah. Okay, so you've been in this industry for quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while.
And we know that there are very few females in this industry.
Yes.
Okay. Even though a lot of people are getting into it now, but it's still more male dominated. Anyway, so what improvements would you like to see in this furniture making space in Nigeria?
So improvements, well, first of all, I would like to see increased in the kind of quality we make overall in the furniture industry.
You mean locally?
Yes, locally, of course, locally. And also increase in productivity. And I'm looking forward to a time where maybe our NUC can have furniture making as a course people can study in school. Yes, so because it's really interesting that we have a challenge presently in the industry of having skilled workers. So if somebody can go to the university and study furniture making or carpentry, I mean, you can imagine somebody graduates and I'm a furniture maker, BSc holder.
I'm a furniture maker makes it
look too right?
You know, I'm a carpenter.
Although there was a time if you ask me, I'm like, okay, I'm like carpenter. Yes, that's what I am. So if we can have that in the university curriculum, I think it's going to be great. And it will help bridge that gap of when we're saying that there's shortage of skilled furniture makers in the industry. And of course, encourage the ladies because, hey, we pay attention more to details. And furniture making actually involves paying attention to what you're dishing out.
And getting hands-on as
well. So those are some of the things I'm looking out for we can have in the industry, especially from abroad. I think it's obtainable abroad, but Nigeria, we have not really embraced it. So there's this thing about you're a carpenter, like you said, they just look at you like you're the roadside hammer. No, it's beyond that. There is the technology has really shifted from that part to, you have state-of-art equipment right now that you use. There are lots of, it's really, really taxing. It's not an easy thing. Yes, those artisans, they just hit these, join things together, but
it's more than that.
Yes, so if you come from the design point of view, there's a quality part of it, there's an installation part of it, so those needs like professional guidance, and that's what we're looking at. Okay, if we can have furniture maker graduates, it's going to be awesome.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So how's the journey been running this establishment? Tell me about some of the challenges.
Let me say this up front. It is not easy, right? But hey, there's been highs, there's been lows. It is not an easy, especially like you said, being in a male-dominated industry. So it's not something like you can just come and sit down and work. Most times you have to, like I said, you have to know your onions so that when the guys are not doing it well, you can always correct. So challenges majorly is having access to those skilled carpenters, like staffing. Yes, it's a huge challenge. So what I've tried to do personally is that I have this training arm in the organization. So what I do, I encourage people, especially the females, even if you don't know how to do anything, just come. I have some cheap, the good carpenters, so they can actually put you through like apprenticeship. So when they've gone through a certain period of time, we can enroll you as a proper staff. And some of them will just, you know what, I want to start doing my stuff.
I'm still here with Joan Mbogu, founder and CEO of Jones Wood Creation Limited. Okay, Joan, so very quickly, I want you to touch on the client's issue very quickly. So how have they made it challenging running your business?
So when I mean challenge, you don't get funds as when due.
So is it that, okay, they don't pay in time,
yes,
or they overprice your work? Underprice your work?
No, they don't pay on time.
Okay.
So, you know, most times, really what we have payment term that like, before we execute your job. But you see some clients, they just decide to hold, maybe you have like a 15% remaining after you've delivered the job, or a 20%.
But that's the Nigerian way.
But it's not good. It's not helping the business, because the truth is that most times we're actually running or trying to deliver your project with your funds. So it's not like I have one fund somewhere that I want to use, then maybe after I've delivered and then you pay. So we expect that, okay, once your job is delivered and you're okay, some clients will just be waiting for you 1 month. So it's like they are waiting for something to spoil. So they can now hinge on it. Do you get? So it's really sad. Like you have contract, but they don't keep to their own side of the contract. You've delivered, but
how about you specifying it? Like, this is how we work, sir, ma. This is expected on this date and that date and that date.
We do that. So the corporate clients are good. They comply. Right, I think most of the times the challenge we have are individuals, so they don't keep to the contract. So you tell them, they'll say yes, but when you now finish, sometimes you're calling them, you're begging, like. But you know what? There's something that I've started doing recently. So I'll try as much as possible, even though it's not working, but somehow it has improved the payment, the final payment thing. So we try. What I do is that I will finish your job. Yes, then I'll send you pictures. You can see your job, and I'll tell you I'm not coming until you pay that money. So some comply.
You found a way around it.
Yes.
Hopefully that works in the long term.
Yeah.
Okay, so amidst all these challenges, you're still in business. I want you to give us some tips on how to run, just very few tips on how to run a profitable furniture making business in Nigeria of today.
Well, in Nigeria of today, I like that, because running an entrepreneur in Nigeria, it's not an easy feat. So, well, for me, I would say, I think basically have a business plan. I think that's like the first thing, not just a furniture company. For any business you want to do, have a business plan, develop it, be part of that business plan so that you can understand everything your business entails. So maybe I'll just highlight some key things from the business plan you should have in relation to furniture making. So one of it is understanding your audience. What niche are you trying to serve? So you need to understand that. And maybe secondly will be, what part of furniture do you want to specialize in? Because furniture as a whole is broad. Do you want to do woodwork, like you said, woodwork, or do you want to do man-made materials? Sorry, I'm going to be using some jargons. Do you want to do woodwork, or you want to do man-made materials? That's the engineered boards. So those are two different things. And there's a metal part of furniture. So do you want to combine that? So you need to understand that and the people that will need those products. Because again, you can't be making something that is not needed. So when you understand those two and know your onions, know what is entailed from the beginning to the end, even if you don't want to get involved, at least have that knowledge.
Have an idea.
Yes, so that you can make informed decisions as the owner of the business. And maybe lastly will be, of course, know your numbers. Yes, you must know your numbers, have a proper bookkeeping record, and promote your business. Should it be visible, carry it on your head, say it, let people know what you are doing, because if after you've done your business plan, you are sure that what you're doing is profitable and there's a need for it, market your products and you'll be good to go.
Interesting, Jane.
Yes.
So let's have some furniture talk.
Okay.
So what are the things to look out for when creating a furniture piece?
Things to look out for. So like I said earlier, there are different categories. I would like to stay on woodwork.
Okay, woodwork.
Because I like woodwork. So interesting thing about woodwork is forgiving. You can play around woodwork compared to the man-made materials. Now, why I said
what
that
is man-made materials?
Man-made materials are like the engineered boards. They've been processed synthetically. Unlike wood, wood is from the forest, like raw wood. So those other ones have been prepared. So you have limitations to what you can do because it's already like what they call it, like ready-made, refined. So you have limitation. But with woodwork, you can exhibit your creativity. You can think of something to make as a furniture person and you do it with woodwork. Like you can play around with it. It's robust. You can, and it's forgiving. So even if you make errors in woodwork, you can always maybe cut it, plane it, or grind it to just make maybe, but with man-made, you can't do that. Once you've made an error, you might have to start getting another material to do that.
Thanks for staying with us on Ladies Talking Business. We have been having conversations with Joan Mbogu of Jones Wood Creation Limited on the business of furniture making in Nigeria. Okay, Joan. As someone who's been in business for a while and is involved in, the business of everything itself. What common errors do you see business owners make? In business.
In
Especially
business.
small business
Okay.
owners.
Okay, common errors. Well, I think one crucial one is wanting to do everything by yourself, because you feel that you're the visionary, you're the one that know everything. Like, I was in that space at the time, you know, I wanted to just be everywhere. I think it comes with the fact that maybe with profession, it's like you just want to be everywhere. It's a very big mistake. So one is going to wear you out. You're going to be burnt out. And as a visionary, you're not supposed to be like everywhere. You're the visionary. You're supposed to be thinking strategically. What's the next business, and not really getting into the nitty-gritty. Yes, you can oversee, but not carrying everything. So get people, employ people. Even if you cannot employ, you can outsource, right? So you can just get maybe like work with somebody for a period of time and get it sorted out. Don't try to carry everything. You know, you're going to wear out. And if possible, if you need to get a partner or somebody to collaborate with, do that. There's nothing.
Collaboration. How easy is collaboration in this part of the world?
Well, like you say, I think for us in Nigeria, or for this our client, we see it as competition, but it isn't. Or maybe most people won't rather collaborate with you because they see you as a competitor. But I don't. Like, I have like two or some of my colleagues that once in a while we work together. So for me, it's about, like I said, not doing everything. There are some jobs that when I know that at this time, I don't have the capacity to execute. Why don't I want to now bug myself? Then I will not meet timeline. I'm now having to now try to beg the clients. I mean, why do I need to go through that stress? So I call my colleague. I say, okay, I have this job. You know, let's take this part. I take this part and deliver. Everybody's happy. You know, and again, it's just about me trying to concentrate on my strength. I can't. Yes,
which is?
Yes. So my strength.
Running the business.
Yes. So running the business, when it comes to having to collaborate, so there are some parts of furniture that I know that I can do without any stress. Right, the woodwork thing. So I can do without any stress. Anything outside that is still within furniture, maybe the upholstery type of furnishing, or maybe the man-made type. I try to get my other colleagues in the industry to handle that part. Although not that I can't do it, but I have my strength. So when it comes to those parts that I'm not very good, I outsource them. Do you get? And you know, apart from the operational part, there are other parts of the business you need to get involved. There's a marketing part of it. I don't have to be the one to always market. I can get a digital marketing person, you know, but sometimes you have an entrepreneur. He's the person going to look for the business. He's the one procuring the materials. He's the accountant. He's the everything. Yes, at the beginning stage, those things you tend to wear a lot of hats. But as time goes on, you should consciously know that you need to shave out, and because you need to grow beyond that level. Like I said, I was in that space at the time, but hey, I know better. Yes, I know better, and so that I can live to enjoy this money that we are all chasing. You're just making money, and you're tired or you're falling sick because of the work.
Okay,
yeah.
So how would you advise small business owners to raise capital, you know, to upscale their business? I'm sure you know that raising capital, getting funding in this part of the world can be difficult. Let me say it that way. Let me put it that way. Can be difficult. So, but what's your advice?
Well, my advice for people trying to raise money, first of all, I would say that don't try to raise money to run an idea. So, because I've been in that space before. So while I was running Jones Wood Creation, there was this idea that was coming up, another business, and I was just like, this thing is going to be great. I need to launch it. But you know, I tried to talk to a few of my friends about it, and I discovered that it was great on paper and talks, but this thing might not be profitable, especially in this our climate. Maybe abroad, yes, that idea would flourish. So don't try to raise money to run an idea. Now, if as a business person you want to raise money, I would say, first of all, start with your own funds. Like, I'm telling you practically from what I did, and that has worked for me. Start with your own funds. If you have family, if you have related friends, try and get those pool funds. Run that idea. I would say do like an MVP analysis, validate that MVP, make sure that you're meeting a need and it's profitable, at least with the funds that you have gathered within. Once you've tested the 5 million, but once you get that, because again, you are building a traction, you're building a history for the bigger players that want to play into your own business. So you need to start, you need to, go through that, except maybe you have one relative or uncle that has one big money that they don't care.
How easy do they part away with it?
So with that, anybody will listen to you at that stage, and yeah, you will get the
Amazing,
money.
Joan. Before I let you go, what advice do you have for women in business?
Women in business, first of all, it's not, like I always say, some people make this thing look glamorous, but in real sense, it isn't. So I'll tell you something. I had somebody that was kind of watching me on social media, seeing all the beautiful things we're doing, young graduates, building technology person. So I think he was observing me for like a year. Then later he now applied that he wanted to be an intern. And when he came, I had an interview with him and we enrolled him. And the guy said something to me, said, "Madam, like, I don't know, this job is this, is like this. Like, you make it so easy. We see the glamour on Instagram, on social media, but man, this is serious work." So it's not hard, but giving up is not an option. Go through the process, it's a journey. And as long as you're consistent, the fruits are in front. Opportunity will meet you based on what you have done, based on your track record. And also as a woman, I think it's necessary we build our confidence. Confidence stems from the fact of knowledge. So if you're running a business, even if you don't have a knowledge, like I didn't have a knowledge of furniture, but I consciously had to seek knowledge. I'm still training as I speak to you. There are lots of things that I still do, I still learn. So build your confidence by being knowledgeable of your craft.
Thank you so much. I've learned a lot today. Don't be surprised if I actually start doing some woodwork tomorrow.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, we wish you all the very best at
Thank you, Murray.
I hope you've been imparted on this episode of Ladies Talking Business today. Do join us this same time next week for another episode. Don't forget to follow us on Plus TV Africa Lifestyle on YouTube to catch up with our programs. I'm Murray Akon. See you next week.
Hello everyone and welcome to the fitness section of today's show. As you can see, we're on the floor today because we're working abs and our core muscles. As always, my name is Dolly Phillips and with me is Elvis in the house. All right, so we're going to start with a quick stretch while we're here and then go straight into our workout of the day. So deep breath in and out, in and out, in and out. Last one, in and out. Drop your head side to side, nice and gentle. Don't strain that neck. Two more. One more and relax. Now head it down and up, down and up. Make sure your chin touches your chest. That's a good one. Good. Two more. One more. And relax. Now from this position, you're going to stretch your hands forward and just relax those shoulders and your lower back. Drop your forehead down to the floor if you can. If not, just stay in a neutral position. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's roll up gently. Hands behind your back, clasp and squeeze those shoulder blades together as you raise your chest to the ceiling. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Hands on your shoulders, rotate backwards for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and opposite direction, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and shake it out. Okay, so we're going to start with our bird dog. Now, bird dog is always in your all fours position. We're going to extend the left leg out and the right leg. And now we're going to touch our ankle in this tiger crunch here. So here, here. Have we got it? And your time starts now. Let's go. Now, reach for those ankles. Extend your leg back and try to touch your ankles. It's very easy to touch the knees, but we want you to go further. Touch your ankles. Very good. You have 10 seconds left. Come on, push. 2 and 1 and time. Awesome. Next workout is push-ups. Now, Elvis is going to do normal push-ups, but I'm going to do my push-ups on my knees. So pelvis to the floor, and we work down and up. Take your time. Don't mix. We're going to send the elbows to the knees. Are we ready? Let's go. Come on. That's it. Come on. Push those elbows to the knees. If this is too quick, slow it down. Slow it down. One more. And relax. Now, leg raises. Sit on your hands. It makes it easier. Extend your legs out. We're lifting those legs up to the ceiling. Let's go. Up. Woo! And down. And up. Now, if this is too difficult for you, let your legs touch the floor. If this is still too difficult for you, lift one leg up at a time. All right? There are options, but I'm going to stay here because I want my six-pack to be complete this February. All right? If that's your goal, stay with me. One more. And relax. Now we're going to stretch really quickly. So let's sit down, legs crossed, nice and easy, and relax. Deep breath in and out, into the stomach, and out. So imagine you're blowing air into a balloon, and out. Last one, in and out. Left elbow down on the mat, reach over. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it to the other side. Stretch the sides. 4, 3, 2, and 1. How flexible are you? Let's try. Walk those hands forward and head down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk back. Excellent job. Shoulder stretch, clasp hands together, turn over and push. Let's take it up to the ceiling and grow tall. Very long torso. Lovely. And release those fingers and down. Hand across the chest. Good job. Trap that elbow. Very nice. And the other side. This is a good stretch for the shoulders, especially after the up and down planks. And relax, shake it out. Head circles, last one. Head down, circle right, all the way around. Try and relax while you do this. One more. And let's rotate in the opposite direction. Left. One more. And relax. Awesome workout, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Timeless Conversations. This is the very first edition of the program, and it's such a privilege for me that my first guest is someone with whom I have this very personal relationship. A great performer he is, a leader, an icon, someone who at the very tender age of between 13 and 14, formed his own band. This man has put so much into the music industry in Nigeria. He's turning 79. That means he has spent close to 63 years performing. My guest is a member of the Federal Republic, someone who has mentored great numbers of young, aspiring, and successful musicians. Please welcome with me Chief Commander Ebenezer Obey. Ebenezer Obey began his professional career in the mid-1950s after moving to Lagos. After tutelage under Fatai Rolling Dollars Band, he formed a band called the International Brothers in 1964, playing high life and juju fusion. The band later metamorphosed into Inter-Reformers in the early 1970s with a long list of juju album hits on the Decca West Africa music label. Though he did not create the juju music style, Ebenezer Obey has been a seminal force in reinventing what
whole story of my life in order. You are right to talk about the Dogo being my root. But I want to say that both my parents, my father and my mother, they are from Abeokuta. My father is from KC, Abeokuta. They call us Omulakesi, Omorula Shika. That is our Oriki, Omoson Abinu. Anybody ṣe ìkà lọ́sàn kò ní fara rẹ̀ lọ. So my father is an Egba man, and my mother is from Owu. So
Owu Lakoda.
Yes, and Omoye, Omajiri, and so on. That's my mother. But the miracle about the boy, Ebenezer Obey, started with the fact that my mother got married to her first husband. And she lived with him for 20 years without having the fruit of the womb. And it was the parents of that husband of my mother that called the family of my mother and said, for 20 years now, they have tried enough. So they said they think it's better that my mother will find her way. So it was a sudden thing that they were not expecting. So because of that, my mother passed through a very bad period. And when the family, my mother's family, saw that that thing was too much for my mother, then they asked my mother, they advised, they counseled her. Don't kill yourself because ẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ la ò sí. Ilé àánú Olúwa kì í ṣú. Wọ́n á lọ forí ara ẹ̀ pamọ́ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ní Dogo. Go and hide yourself in Dogo. Forget about
a man.
Don't kill yourself. And my mother was a good believer. So the pastor in Lagos prayed for my mother. That was how my mother left Lagos for Idogo. On getting to Idogo, my father was a carpenter by profession, very good carpenter. And in those days, they combined farming. So my father was combining farming with the carpentry job he was doing. But my father was a friend of my mother's brothers. my mommy's senior brothers. So when she got there, my father saw my mommy and said, in Egba dialect, "Èmi rè má fẹ́ àbúrò yín yìí o. Á bí ọmọbìnrin mi, á dẹ̀ bọ́kùnrin mi."
Very prophetic.
Yes, so prophetic. That's something that my mother said, me, I don't want to marry a carpenter, but as God wanted it. My mother, who was never pregnant for
20 years.
got pregnant. And my father said, I be me, I de me. So the first born
Was a female.
was a female. And the pastor in Lagos told my mother, just be praying. Ma gbàdúrà pé Ọlọ́run wọ́n ní mi ò lè bímọ. Oore ọ̀fẹ́ ó tó fún mi. Oore ọ̀fẹ́ ó tó fún mi. And my mother was praying along that line that the pastor directed her to pray. And when my sister came, so my mother said she told my father she want my father to want them to name my sister Grace. Well, it was grace that the pastor was talking about. Your grace is sufficient for me. They said I cannot have fruit of the womb, but you alone I have, and your grace. So that's why they named my sister Grace Olasumbo Amoke Fabi. And then when she was married to Kayede, later on, she has been with the Lord. Called this one Ebenezer. Ebenezer is there to want this is day in the Oluwa ràn mí lọ́wọ́ dé. If you don't ràn mí lọ́wọ́ dé.
And then Remilekun. Who named you Remilekun?
My father named me Remilekun because my father had only one son. That was my late senior brother. And my late senior brother was 14 years older than me. You can see. So
it means both of them, both your parents had experience.
Yes. It was a kind of breakthrough. So my mother, Ola Mi Shupo.
Yes, so there's Olasumbo. So now Ola Shupo.
But my father always called me Oluremi. All my father's relations, they call me Oluremi.
Up till now?
Yes.
Wow.
So that was how. And now in Idogo.
Growing up in Idogo.
Growing in Idogo.
Yes.
My everything, my mother became pregnant, but came to Lagos for her clinic at Mercy Street Hospital. That was where I was born. And immediately I was born, I was taken back to Idogo. I grew up in Idogo. I started school in Idogo. My everything, just the music, everything.
It started in Idogo.
Started in Idogo.
So really, there is no Ebenezer Obey without Idogo.
There's no Ebenezer Obey without Idogo.
Without Idogo. Even if Mercy Street wants to claim you,
it's
still Idogo.
That's why I used to say that I was born in Lagos. Yeah. I was made in Idogo. Because my mother and my father slept and had an affair in Idogo. We became
the
baby. But the baby was delivered at Mercy Street, Lagos. So I'm a Lagosian. By birth. So, but Idogo. So I'm an Egba man, born in Lagos, made in Idogo. An African, a Nigerian.
Presented to the whole world. Thank you so much for taking us back down memory lane. Sir, going back still, what was that inspiration that made you start a band? Because in 1957, you renamed your band.
Yes.
Why?
You know, in the school, I was influenced to music through the church choir. My mother told me that I used to trouble the choir when I was crawling, I would crawl to where the instrument is. She would be carrying me. So much that the pastor carried me one day and said, this boy must become a good musician. Just prophecy. And he prayed for me, gave me back to my mother. So I became a member of the band, the church and the school band. I became the school band leader. Anything music and drama, I was extremely good. And from there, that led to the Boys and Girls Youth Club. In the youth club, we have drama, music. I belong to the drama.
All forms of entertainment.
I was the youngest, but I was the most talented. I do the vocal, I compose.
And it's been like that ever since.
The day they started, they formed the band as a club, Ifelodun Mambo Orchestra. I was in Lagos and I dreamt that, I saw that they bought drums and they are trying to play the drums one by one. But I got there and I started playing the drums and they carried me. So when I called, and the dream came true. I was on holiday in Lagos with my father. The day I arrived with Dogo, that brother is late now, Brother Jimo Akiwande. He said, we have heard that you are going to come from Lagos today. Follow me. I said, let me go and greet my mother. He said, no, you know, when you get to Mama, we will not allow you. My mommy was a very disciplined person. So I followed him. When I followed Mr. Akiwande, exactly as I saw in the dream, drums, and I just started, I picked this one, and they have been looking for wood. When I take the bongo, it was called double toy, bongo. When I take the double toy, I have memorized how it sounded in Adeolu Akisonya's band. Adeolu then was playing Agidigbo music, Mambo Orchestra. I took it, mo fẹ́ lùlù yìí, àbí o fẹ́, mo fẹ́ jẹ́ lawyer. Kí wọ́n mọ̀ pé mi náà ní ìyá lawyer, because my mother is from Owu. Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ doctor, kí wọ́n mọ̀ pé mi náà ní ìyá doctor, àbó fẹ́ kọ́ pé mi ní ìyá doctor ni. I said, tó bá ṣoríire fi lu ìhun lẹ̀, ìwé rẹ̀ ni ó gbajúmọ̀. She said, have you had? She'll be crying, I'll be crying. Promise me, and I said, I promise her. But the following day, when they start rehearsing, she is the one who will call me. Lashipo, I want to see your people have started. Show love. I said, no, I'm not going. When I will watch my mother, I just run out, I will go there. She will come there, pull me, beat me, do everything. Don't do lie to lie. Above a good pleasure can. Mo fẹ́ gun pleasure car. O fẹ́ lọ lóyìnbó ẹ̀. Tó bá lọ lóyìnbó, mo ní oyè lù. But I was doing that. My mommy's problem was too much with those people who founded the band, one by one. So by 1957, I now formed my own professional band. I became professional.
1957, you were 15 years old?
Yes, 15 years, precisely 15 years. Before then, I was known, but something I did not take note. When I entered the school in the morning, obey, the atmosphere changes. Teachers were my friend. The fame started then.
But why did they call you Obey?
You need obey. As then in those days, teachers were allowed to discipline the pupils. If at times we were 30 or 35 in the class, if the teacher taught us something, and maybe 7 or 8 or 10 didn't do well, we then line out. The line out means the teacher wants to punish you. He will say, I'm going to give each of you 6 latches of cane. Give me your hand. When if you give the teacher your hand, but every pupil didn't want to be.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. Excuse, sir. You want to explain. The teacher will say, obey first and then complain. Give me your hand. After I've given you 6 latches of cane, you can now explain. He knew that immediately you receive the lashes, you cannot explain, say anything. Yeah. So I was privileged as the prefect, class prefect. They call it prefect of monitor.
Yeah.
So when the teacher line out, so he doesn't want to be, the teacher didn't want to be repeating. So it's like, I'm the one who will say, obey first and then complain, obey. That's how, when I entered the school, that's obey. That's how it became so it's my compound name. Now. Ebenezer Obey Fabi, yes.
Interesting. I thank you for saying star. I remember that when you started recording music, you stuck with one record company.
Yes, Decca was
very tenacious.
Decca.
Everybody went elsewhere. You just remained with Decca.
Yes.
I also know that you later became a director in Decca.
I'm finally the owner of the place.
So how did you get into Decca?
You see, God has his own way of doing things.
Yeah.
When I look back into my life, every path I've treaded in life was ordered by God. Because in those days, it's not like this when we have the technology that you can record. You have to find the company. And on that day, I didn't even have money to go to Lagos. Decca's studio was at Abuloja, close to University of Lagos. It's still there. Their office is at Abiboki in Lagos. I had to trek all the way from Mushin. I still remember from Mushin to Babalosha to Alakija to Dioro, Alakara, Yaba, Oyigbo, Nkata Bridge, Udmonta.
All the way.
When I got there, the gate man didn't say that I cannot enter. When you trek such a distance. Today I'm holding handkerchief, but then it was not. I took my mobile, I stretched it up. So the man just looked at me and said, who is this boy? I said, I'm a feature sound. I come to record. My record will sell. He said, no, I cannot enter. I said, my record will sell. God entered his heart. He said, okay, go. When I entered, I saw the secretary. The secretary was defending that. As I was discussing with that secretary, the manager just pressed the intercom, and the thing sounded on the table of the secretary. So the managing director heard all that we were saying, and he asked, what is all that noise about? There's a young man here. He said he's a future star. He said he wanted to see you. I said he cannot see you. He said, the managing director said, future star? He said, yes, sir. He said, send him in. I entered. I processed. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Ebenezer Obey. I'm a future star. I want to record for your company. Don't pay me, sir. Pay me after you might have sold my record. My record will sell. Sir. The man was so looking at me. I said, don't pay me. No, just, my record will sell. He didn't say anything. He just pressed the intercom again. Mr. Ogunbayo, please come upstairs and see this young man.
The white man?
No, Ogunbayo, CK Crest. That's the manager, the white man. When Ogunbayo came, I just processed. I started speaking in Yoruba. Sir, mo fẹ́ ṣe record fún yín, ẹ má sanwó fún mi. Tí record mi bá ṣe tán ni, I'm a future sir. Ẹ má sanwó fún. The MD did not understand what I'm saying. Before Ogunbayo will say anything, MD said, I think this young man is speaking with confidence. I think we should give him a chance. Then the papa said, I think so, sir. Then he said that we should record him, we should not pay him, we should pay him after we have sold this record. The manager said, wonderful, wonderful. He said, you are not going to tread back. We give you money for transportation. So they give me 10 shillings. 10 shillings note.
You're already a star.
I'm already a star.
Yes.
So I left that place. I entered bus back home. I left home with nothing. I came back with something. God has been so good to me. And that was it. Then the studio, we have to come for, what do they call it? Audition.
Audition, yes.
They said, bring 4 songs. I have 6 songs. But one thing I want to say, we were not able to enter the studio that day. It was under the tree outside that they listened to me and my band. And it was after they recorded me. And I started going to record store. I've recorded in Dekau because they say there's a day there's a listening day. That day they need to order the records. On the day I was there, I was reminding them, order my record though, it will sell though. And as they were coming, the MD was coming. His staff who was sitting, they have passed me. Features, they reverse. Features, sir, what do you, I said, I come to tell all the distributors to book my record. They say, no, you don't do that. You don't allow, you go home, you have done your work. When it came to my turn, they must have 500 numbers ordered. Somebody say, I have booked 100, I booked 20. When they add the total, it must be up to 500. When they ordered my own, remaining 19 to clock to 500. The staff started, they told me, said, sir, your features didn't make it. What song? He said, remaining 19. The man said, I booked 25. You see how God, if the man did not book that 25, and that was how I started. And from being a star, I became a shareholder. And by the end of the day, I became the I became the owner of this. You see, so my life is, everything about me is God and my music.
There is that theme in all of your songs. The theme of godliness, the theme of integrity, the theme of what the Yorubas will call omoluabi. Like there's something about it. There's always a God factor there. Even before you openly gave your life to Christ and said, this is the path I'm towing, there was always God in it. Who would you say was responsible for that, or what?
You know, I told you that I was influenced to music through the church. Especially my mother and the school band.
The other factor that stands out is the fact that there was the rivalry in growing your music. There was the time it was rumored you and King Sunny Ade were not friends, you were not seeing each other. If something was released today, it will release tomorrow and all that. What is your relationship?
Well, I've said this many times.
You have to keep saying it.
And I'm tired of saying it, but anyway, I've said that there was nothing between me and Sunny Ade. I started before him, and he came along to play his own kind of music. I play my own kind of music. he plays his own kind of music. The only thing is that both what we play is called the same juju music. And the people, it was people that were turning whatever I say in my record, and they were turning whatever he says in his record. That there's a rift between me and him. And honestly, there was nothing like that. He used to pay me visit. I used to pay him visit too. So, but when the rumors were gaining much ground, Adelu Akisoya and Ike Dairo, they saw me and they told me that we need to call both you and Sonny Ade together. We're hearing you are fighting. I said, fighting? No, there's nothing like that. They saw him, they said, there's nothing like that. So that's how they summoned both of us. They said it again in presence of two of us. I said, there's nothing like that. Like that. So, but the people were turning, what they were doing that, there was nothing between, it was Adelu Akisoya and Ike Dairo that said, okay, this is what you people are going to do. Both of you record a record, Sonny record the record, dispel that there's no fight.
And that's the end.
And that was it. So, but until today, people still refer to it.
Yeah, but even recently, both of you performed in
Yes.
the show.
Yes, we did Oleku together.
Yes.
And so there's nothing, it's good relationship.
And talking about performance, there was this generational collaboration.
Yes.
Simi
Yes.
sang your song,
Yes.
and you participated in it. What was that experience like for you?
Well, Simi is my daughter, and she's a very nice musician. When she started years ago, she told me that when she took permission, that she wanted to sing at Mexico, and I gave her permission. And I'm happy the record that record did very well. So it is that I Mexico that we both now do collaboration, and people like it a lot. I feel happy because Simi is a very cool-headed artist, and I love all the artists. They look onto me as father, and I keep that father relationship with them. So there are more to be expected.
Very good.
Because since after that release, there had been
Requests.
Yes.
Last year, 2020, there were different kinds of rumors. There was a particular one, obey this, obey that, what's going on? People who even knew that I was close to you say, Kilo Shelesi, Baba, and all that. What really happened?
There was nothing. I was not sick. There was nothing. Nothing happened to me. I was with Bishop Olani, my son, and Pastor Larry Obe.
Yes.
And both of them just instantly, hello?
A lot of people don't like talking about their health status. Why? What kind of advice can you give people?
No, you see, I have said it out.
Yes.
I said that there's nothing about me that I want to hide, and I didn't do that. I've been a diabetic person since 1974. 1974 to this time is
47?
yes. And the doctors always say that I manage it very well. But it's not me, it's God. Well, I believe so much in the power of God. I use the medicine that I'm supposed to use. I use the medicine that I'm supposed to use. And diabetes can affect your eyes.
Yes.
It can affect many things.
Yes.
And that's the challenge, the only challenge that I have. I have done many cataract operation, but I'm well, I'm okay. People rumored at the time that I was blind. I was not blind.
Yes.
Up to now, the color of your cap, everything, your flesh, the skin, everything, I see everything. What you place in your hands, I see everything very, very clearly.
Yes.
So the only thing is that it affected my walking.
Yes.
It affected my walking. But thank God, we are working on it and we shall overcome it.
Amen.
Once you can manage it,
Yeah.
so that's the most important thing.
Baby mi jọ̀wọ́ jẹ́ ká jọ mí ọgbọ̀dún. Àyà tó mọ yá yìí ló ń ṣe kẹ́ ọkọ rẹ̀. Bẹ́lẹ́gàn bá ń tàn ẹ kó má má ṣe gbà. What's the story behind it?
Well, thank you for asking the story behind Olomingbotemi. This is going to give me an opportunity to talk about that part that I have never been saying much. I want to talk about women in my life, which I have never said as I'm going to say it now. Women in my life started with my mother. I'm so grateful for the role that women have played in my life. I'm thanking all mothers, all women, for they are so special. And God have used them. My mother, starting from my mother, Abigail Oyindamola, wonderful mother. She's the one who made sure that I became what I supposed to become in life. She showed me love, discipline, and everything that she put me through made me what I am today. That's my mother. My late wife, Juliana Olaide Aweniubi Fabi, the right wife that I needed. But I must say this, women in my life, before I became what I am now, as a musician, I shared my own part in women. The love of musicians, God is the one, I believe God is the one who put it in the hearts of me. You know, between Saul and David, when David killed Goliath, it was the women that started singing. They composed songs and they were praising David that David killed thousands, while Saul killed less than. The enmity between Saul and David started by that. It was women. It is what the women saw that they highlighted. That is the life of a musician. You know what led to Olomingbotemi? I have a girlfriend that is called Abike. Then I was moving around. We used to move around necklace to give my Baba. I've never met her. I didn't talk to her. God has his own way of sending people to you. I said, I used to give my Baba 1 and 6. I said, thank you. I will give her 1 and 6. Then he brought another £1. Said, take this, sir. But this 10 shillings, give it to the Baba. Ó máa ń tún ẹlẹ́dàá yín ṣe. Ìgbàkígbà tẹ́ bá ti ń kọjá báyìí, tí n bá ti rí yín. Bí wọ́n ṣe ń gẹrun yìí, mo kàn like it. I didn't talk to her. She was older than me. I took the I told Baba, God have bless you. One woman said, and don't get me, don't tell her that. Tell me to tell you 10 shillings. I wanted to give you 1 and 6, but she gave me my own. Me and Baba, the Baba will joke. That was any time she said, Egba, boom, Baba. That was how the woman became my girlfriend. Do you know this woman? When I wanted to buy instrument, I told the woman to borrow me £84 to buy an engine, the modern one, that is better than the one that I was using, and a guitar, special guitar, and the woman borrowed me. And I thank her so much. And I promised I paid her. And I kept the money, the £84. Thank you very much. Oh. This is your money. He said that. He gave me. What am I trying to say? She played that part. Immediately after that, till today, I've never set my eyes on that woman. So by the time I was about to record, Abike was my girlfriend. I added Asake. Olómi jọ̀wọ́ o jẹ́ ká jọ máa gbádùn. Àyà tó mọ́yá yìí ló ṣì kẹ́ ọkọ rẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́gàn bá tàn ẹ̀kún má ṣe gbà. Ìdùnnú ńlá ní fọ́kọ káyà kó mọ̀ kẹ́ ọkọ. Oríire ló jẹ́ fáyà tó bá mọ̀ kẹ́ ọkọ. Oní tèmi Àbíkẹ́ ni gbọ́ tèmi. Gbọ́ tèmi bèbí gbọ́ tèmi oyè òun lóyún. Àbíkẹ́ o, Àṣàkẹ́ o, Àṣàkẹ́ o. That's
the story.
So, like I said, God have sent women to me in my life, and women have played very prominent roles in my life. So that's why I can never forget mothers, and I can never forget women. I can never talk about women in any bad way, but thank God that God finally delivered me from all that one. And the sinner of yesterday later now became a saint. That's what Jesus Christ can do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, finally, sir, as somebody who has been there, who has the kind of experience you have, you became a star at 15 because you formed your own band then. Looking at today's music scene, how would you advise the musicians, the performers, the artists? What would you say to them to guide them in this path, the path that has been very illustrious and profitable for you?
Well, to musicians, I want to say, number one, they must be ready they must have God, they must know God. God is the only one that they can depend upon, who will show them and take them to whatever height they want to attain in life. Then determination, hard work, commitment. That is it. When I was doing all that, we were not expecting money. It was just my hobby. And that's all I just want to do. In my record, ọmọ kékeré ọjọ́ yẹn wọ́n ní kí ló fẹ́ ṣe, ó lóun fẹ́ lùlù, ó lóun fẹ́ kọrin. Màmá bẹ̀bẹ̀ títí ọmọ kọjá lẹ̀ o. Láìpẹ́ ọjọ́ ọmọ di chief commander òbí. So everything, they should just depend on God and work hard. What I see nowadays, the younger ones, is that they are just running about after money, money, money. No. If they can solidify themselves, making sure they get the grip of what they want to do, using their gift, their talent, people will know them. In our own days, you play a record, we see them through.
Okay, and finally now, I want to thank you, Chief Commander Ebenezer Obey, for coming
You're welcome.
on this program. You're my very first guest on this program, Timeless Conversations. I want to make you a promise. We're going to be back with you next year, God tarrying, and even providing for you, giving you good health, and ensuring that we have people like you who will still guide us in the entertainment and performance industry in Nigeria. Thank you all for watching. Bye.
Sites like these have become commonplace around Lagos, Nigeria's commercial hub. Street beggars looking pitiful, others stretching their hands, calling for alms or scuttling for limited meals or gifts handed them by gracious passers-by. However, Lagos does not seem alone in this. Ibadan, an ancient city in Oyo, southwest Nigeria, isn't left out. The pace-setter state also has a teeming number of beggars, many of them immigrants from Niger and Chad. Halima is a 37-year-old mother of this kid. Daily, she heads for the streets to make a living off street begging.
Some people they give me 10 and some people they give me 20 now, 15 now. So the bar is for Yoruba where they sell us.
She tells us that her street begging business pays off a lot in Nigeria.
Nigeria good. Nigeria they give us food, they give us clothes, they give us everything. Nigeria is fine, nothing unique. Nigeria is good. I don't stay in Nigeria 3 years.
Now back to Lagos at Jagunle precisely. A suburb dominated by low-income earning Nigerians is where we find Fatima, a 15-year-old who migrated from Bauchi and was introduced to a life of street begging by her auntie.
My mommy don't have money. The money where she don't have, where she give us to eat. She don't have money but put us for school. Why she come dey begging?
She is not alone. Her 54-year-old mom had also taken to street begging for survival. She recounts how tales of green pastures had made her migrate from her home state of Bauchi. She tells us her experience.
Da yara bakwai kuma ba da kuɗi shine masababin na taho Lagos. Har ne wannan shekaru ina nan Lagos.
Well, for this mother and daughter, an intervention made all the difference.
Ba ni da jari ne. Ba jari. Shine yasa nake yi kuma wannan oga shine yazo shi yace in daina yin bara in kama sana'a in bayar yara na biyu makaranta na bashi yara na wa'annan guda biyu makaranta.
Currently, the begging system in Nigeria is structured. in a way that these beggars are most times being imported from the north, to beg, and there are those who they remit to.
A 2013 survey posted by Science Direct indicated that the total population of beggars in Nigeria stood at 12.4 million persons as of 2013. The Northwest hosted 41.1%, the Northeast hosted 28.2%, the North Central hosted 12.9%, leaving Southern Nigeria, including the Southwest, the South-South, and the Southeast, with 17.8%. Today, Fatima is enrolled in a school, while her mum runs a petty trade.
Shekara ta 25 a nan Legas. Ina zanne wannan ya ce shi wannan oga ya je ce bara ba kyau. Na ce bara ba kyau, oga ya ce iya. Sai na ce ni na barbara na kama sana'a. Sai ya ce ki ban yaranki makaranta. Shine yara na guda biyu na bashi makaranta suke zuwa makaranta. Yawwa. To kin ji mu garinmu muna Bauchi, a ƙasar Bauchi muke, kuma garinmu jama'are.